Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to part 1 and the introduction to my Rags to Riches Cottage Living Let's Play. And if you are returning from my Rags to Riches Snowy Escape Let's Play, welcome back. I say that because our two Sims we're starting with, who I will have a detailed video of their outfits and whatnot that I will link as soon as it's available. They are the children from that Let's Play. So on our left, we have Willow Fitzmoon, and she is creative and loves the outdoors. And then on the right, we have Kendrick Barker Ito, and he is also creative, but he's an animal enthusiast. We currently don't have anyone with the lactose intolerant trait, but I plan at some point to either when there are children born, which won't happen for a while, or perhaps add like another family member, because this is a save where I have other family members. So I might add someone temporarily in, perhaps Eric, who was raised also in that Let's Play. He is an older teen, but he is still a teen, so he could age up with that trait and we could experience it a little bit, and then he could move back home. Because I'm not sure I'm going to really like that trait, but it would be good to sort of take a look at it during this Let's Play. But these are our two main Sims, and as I think I've said, they are obviously teens because they only have 2 traits, and they're essentially going to do what their moms each did together. They're going to have their own Rags to Riches adventure in Henford on Bagley. And so the goals I have for this challenge, obviously they're starting with 0 because our goal is to try and let them get at least comfortable. I'm not sure how much money you're going to make from farming, but we might end up having to do some other things to help them make money, because I don't think the farming itself is necessarily going to be that lucrative, though gardening can be. So at least one, and that would be Kendrick, but hopefully both will complete the new aspiration that comes with the pack. And Kendrick actually, I gave him that aspiration when he aged up. They both need to complete the fortune aspiration, which is probably easily enough done because we'll probably do a lot of yard sales. And we're going to raise some animals. And we'll start probably with chickens, but we'd like to get a cow and a llama at some point. We're going to try and befriend both the bunnies and the birds and try and get them to help with gardening. And we're going to complete some village errands, of course, because that's something new that came with this pack. I'll probably have Willow do some cross-stitching, but we'll see how that goes and see how many patterns we can get done. And we're going to try and get some animal outfits for, the foxes and the bunnies and our own animals from wherever we can get them from. And I haven't actually completed the knitting aspiration in any Let's Play, so I was thinking maybe Willow will do that. So I aged her up with that aspiration. So perhaps from that perspective, maybe Kendrick should be the one doing the cross-stitching. So we shall see how that goes. Or maybe they'll both work on some cross-stitching so that, not one Sim is trying to get as many patterns. And then with that knitting aspiration, I'm going to try and see if we can get some clothes for them to wear from that. Right now, they have predominantly cottage living outfits, which I will have shown in that video that I will link. And then hopefully they are best friends. They became BFFs when they were children. Something more will come of that, and they'll end up getting married and starting a family together when they become young adults. So to start with, we are starting with the following lot challenges. We have Simple Living, which is from Cottage Living. I do not have the Fox challenge because there are some issues with saves getting bloated because there's lots of households being added, and I've heard of like foxes with stretched foxes in households, and I don't know for sure that foxes cause it, but there's some speculation that maybe they may. But there's also like multiple Agnes crumple bottoms. There's different things, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen here. But as a result, any lot that my Sims will be visiting, I will be turning that off. And if it turns out that that's not a thing, or they resolve whatever the problem is, then we may turn it on in the future. But for now, it's definitely going to be off. They are off the grid, which is a base game, and we have Reduce and Recycle from Eco Lifestyle. If they want to get on the grid, they're going to have to pay a fee of 10,000 simoleons to connect to the grid. I'm doing that because I don't know why I want to stay off the grid, because I had noticed in another save where my Sims were off the grid that it seemed like even the off the grid lighting they were using, the game seemed to be thinking it was electricity, and it was taking electricity from them. So I'm not sure I want to stay off the grid the whole time, but we shall start that way. So that said, those are all the things that I'm thinking that we will be doing with this Let's Play. If there's anything you'd like to see, comment down below, and I will update the goals for the challenge. Now, as for rules, just general rags to riches rules. I'm not going to make it so that they need money to travel. We really want to get and see the pack as much as possible. So we want to be able to travel and get around. And I am not going to start with painting because that tends to be a pretty easy way to make money. So we're going to see what we can do just with, gardening, which isn't that hard to make money either, and fishing and whatnot. And, but, say after a couple of weeks, if they're struggling, or even a week, we may let them do a little bit of painting just to get some more money so they can move along. So to begin with, we have summer holidays. So they have essentially it's the last week of summer. So they won't have to go to school this week. And I did let them bring a few things in their inventory from their home. Nothing that's much value, just some garbage, because I should have recycled it or taken it and put it into someone else, but they'll get to start with something that they could recycle. But they obviously have their homework. They have their books for writing in that they had when they were kids. They have their scout manuals, which I will have them can't quit scouts. And they have their scout badges, their scout trophies. I let them keep those, that they can maybe decorate their house. They're not allowed to sell these items. They're just there for decoration, and they essentially both have the same thing in their inventory. So that said, we do have a summer holiday, and one of the things they need to do is travel, and they'll need to exercise. So at some point, I'll probably just have them jog to clear mind, because before they age up, they need to be A students. I don't know if they're going to get jobs, but I like them to have A students, and they need to finish working on their character values. So I guess that's another goal. Since they're teens, I need their character values all to be positive, and they need to be A students before they can age up. That's pretty much it. I probably will get them to start part-time jobs, and preferably the part-time job I'll get them to start is the landscaping one. That's my favorite one. They just go for a couple of it's Saturday and Sunday morning, so I find it doesn't interfere with during the week when they have to go to school. And they'll be able to get a little bit of money from that. And I'm not going to try to sell into the inventory too much, but at the same time, I don't want things to get too filled up, because it can cause some lagging. So at some point, I may let them do that, but we'll try and use the table at least to start with. Speaking of which, after sim sessions, if you go into build mode and you type in the show hidden objects cheat, which is BB show hidden objects, then you can go in here. And I've heard if you actually don't go by sims sessions, you will see that some things that are normally locked by pack are there in debug, and I've been told that they work the same and that they're free. So they can have a yard sale table right off the bat for no money. So they're going to sell their things on there. When they have the money, we will get rid of this free version, and we will buy the one from Jungle Adventures, which is the cheapest one. But we'll let them actually earn some money selling on this table. And but I'm not going to let them get the tent. I do have a club gathering. I don't have it going, but I did start a club for them, the Country Caretakers, and I will be using that much of the time, but not all of the time, because we do want to use the simple living, the fact that we need to have ingredients for cooking and whatnot. So let us take a look here. And he has already got this purchase a garden patch for your home lot, because I aged him up with it and they had one on their home lot, but they're not that expensive, and he's not really going to be able to move along very well without actually purchasing it, because I'm sure before we buy a cow, a chicken, or a llama, we'll have already bought a garden patch too. So anyways, so let's, first off, it's 8 a.m. Let's head over to the Gnomes Arm pub and see whether we can meet some Sims over there and perhaps get some village errands. And I don't find they're as easy to do at the beginning sometimes, depending on the options, because they usually like you to give them things like eggs and and berries and mushrooms that we don't have. And this, I just landed them into this neighborhood. So there's nothing ready over here. But let's go head over to the Gnomes Arm. So we're over here, and I'm actually going to switch our Kendrick over to the Friend of the World aspiration. I've already done that for Willow, so she got some points, and now he's got them for having friends because they already have friends. So let's head on over. We can't buy anything yet. We have no money. So let's come make a friendly introduction. And the other way we can make some money to begin with is we can use the odd jobs feature from Island Living to make a little bit of money. So we may, but why don't we try and see what we can do? Let's check with all of the little Sims and see if there's anything that we can, of course, they're going to make friends and learn traits easier because as children, they got the incredibly friendly trait, which comes from outdoor retreat. It's a trait that you can purchase, and they have the observant trait. So we learned her traits right away. And we're going to go friendly, offer help with errands, and see what we get. Because you could make some money. That's a way to make some money and get some things. But sometimes you need to spend some money to make the money. So here we go. You ever have one of those days where you got too much to do and not enough time? I need some ingredients for my next meal, but I'm not sure when I'll have any. Can you help me out? So I don't know that so good. So this one, my pub's been successful, but I'm looking for the next big thing I want to drink. And I know with this one, I've done it before, and you need to get some ingredients for that too. So I don't know that we'd get it very quickly. So why don't we do this friendly visit? I think that's the one that we should do because I've been meaning to pay a visit to some of my friends around the village, but I'm awfully busy. Would you mind taking a stroll and seeing how everyone is doing? So we shall try that one for her. And she needs to have a hand-forward heart-to-heart with 3 important hand-forward on Bagley residents. So let's try and move along to do that. Now, this is obviously the lot that comes with this pack. I have, as usual, edited a little bit because I was playing with kids and toddlers. So I made it, more toddler friendly. And because I wanted to add this from Dream Home Decorator, I changed this bathroom so that it's like 1 sink, 2 potties there, and then like 2 toilets with the separate. There is actually doors. I just think you can't really see it. Yeah, so you can see it there. Just because of the cutaway, it doesn't show the other door. So it is private. Anyways, and there had been a picture on this wall, and I moved it to be over there. And that's pretty much it. That's not the changes I made here. So let's go and try and meet some other Sims. So let's come over here. This is one of our... So we can do a friendly introduction with Kim Goldblum, who is the grocery shop owner. And we can also try and do see what errands she has. And she's going to come over. And while we're doing that, why don't we actually have Kendrick come over here and introduce himself to Agatha Crumplebottom. And we're going to do a friendly introduction over there. And they might come over here. She may also come over. So we'll need to find another person here. And who is this? Thomas Watson. Oh, he's a local. He's not a very important local, but he is a local. So you may as well do a friendly introduction here. And you may as well do a friendly introduction. You're moving on me here. And then we're going to have Willow do some friendly introductions. Oh, we already did it. Did we? We don't seem to know her very well. We're going to have a Henford heart-to-heart with her. Seems like they introduced themselves to her, so we didn't get the boost to the friendship. At least we did with Kim. We'll have a Henford heart-to-heart. We'll have to take pictures with them. The other thing I will be doing is I will be using the tiny residential lot trait, at least to start with. So why not get the children involved in gardening, teach them about plants, let them get their hands dirty. It's good for their minds. Okay, and that was one of our heart-to-hearts. And the well in the center of Finchwick used to be filled with water, but a certain elderly local hit someone so hard with her purse that they almost fell in. After that, the mayor had it drained and filled with flowers. That's funny. All right. Did you introduce yourself? And you had the same thing happen where they introduced themselves and we didn't get the boost to the friendship. Oh, that's not so good. Oh, well. But at least we have this, even though we still need to do the exercising, which, oh, here we have. Do we have anybody out here? Oh, well, we have our grandmother and no locals. They're not locals. We need a local. All right. Well, since we have done that, why don't we have you see about help with errands for her, for the grocer, and then perhaps Kendrick, you should do the same with Agatha. You don't need to have a Henford heart-to-heart at this point in time, and we already got the message. I don't think the message changes. I think there's an individual message for each one. I think that's what I've noticed, and that's it. So let's see. So this is for Willow. You have one of those days. I need some ingredients. Another one where we need ingredients. Can you help out? A new face. I'm too busy. If you got, can you do this? Not to mention a bouquet I was going to make for my friend. Could you grab some of those grocery orders? Okay. And I'm not sure if you've got any creatures of your own, but I'm looking to get my hands on fresh ingredients. Well, we don't have any creatures on our own. I think that's probably too hard to do right now. And I need some ingredients. Well, I mean, we're not going to get paid quickly, but we'll try this one and we'll just put it on our list of things. At least there's no time limit for how long. So, do I gnome you? Oh, what's this? A fresh face. Always lovely to see someone new around the village. Can you be a dear and help me out with some things? I heard that there's some juicy gossip around, but I've only got 2 ears. Can you find a gnome who knows some things and some Sims who don't know what they're missing? You'll help, won't you? Of course you will. I can see it in your eyes. I tried this one. I failed. I had to delete it. But let's try it again. That's also because I didn't know what I was doing. So this one is the garden. We don't have a garden yet, but you know what? We're going to plan on having a garden. So we're going to try both of these for Kendrick. And let's take a look here. Talk to a gnome and find 2 single Sims. Well, all right. Well, that's actually not so easy because he's a teen and he can only ask if single other teens. She's a young adult. Well, we have one built in. We can ask Willow. Willow, are you? Because it's under romance, and I don't have that set to be friendly. A friendly interaction with. There we go. Harvest a homegrown watermelon. Well, that one's gonna take a while. Yeah, and you can come here and you can talk to this gnome. Talk to? All right. And then we are not going to do the homegrown watermelon too soon. Collect 4 grocery orders. Deliver a single serving of food and deliver a rose. So we have the rose. So what we could do, except for we wouldn't get it because it's out of season, you could plant the rose and then wait for it to harvest and then give it. But we shall probably not bother with that right now. We will just, worry about that later because we can't until we get some type of shelter. It wouldn't grow anyways. Okay, and what else does she need to do other than those things? The groceries and have a heart-to-heart. Well, we're still looking for another person that's around. Who is this? I don't think he is. We can make a friendly introduction, but he's not going to help. But here, the village mayor, we can have a heart-to-heart with her, so we can get that done at least. And how much was that? 90 simoleons? Well, 90 simoleons, a local meal, some berries, an upgrade part, which we don't need yet, and a chance of receiving a cross-stitch pattern. And why don't you come and do a friendly introduction when you're done? Thanks, sis. Sis aunt, not sis. I'm getting confused. It's not even hers. I don't remember who got that message. That's Willow's aunt. Okay, so we have to report the gnome gossip, and we still need to find another teen. Okay, she's a young adult. Oh, here we go. Friendly introduction. It's another teen, so we can ask if single, and we could also have a heart-to-heart with Rahul and okay. Are you coming? Or are you going over? She's coming to you. Why do you stay still and not go to the people? Well, Kendrick went over there, and you're making them come to you. We're gonna not buy a hot tub. I don't know if you noticed, but we don't have any money. At all. So did you do a friendly? Well, we can help fix a bad relationship. All right. And we can collect a grocery order from the grocery deliverer. And we're going to have a Henford heart to heart. So we can get that part done. And earn our first money. Oh, are we not getting a Henford? What was that about? Oh, now she's leaving. Now she's going over there. Well, there's probably no point having this Henford. Well, it was collect. Okay, so you're here. So can we? We may as well introduce ourselves to Agnes. Do a friendly. And you know what? Let's do a respectful introduction. Your mom taught you to be respectful. May as well do a respectful introduction. She's gonna go dump over that garbage. Oh, she looked like she was briefly hysterical. She's a hot-headed loner and a bookworm. All right, so can we have a Henford heart? They really want us to offer help with the errands. It's not at the top. Oh, we have the Finchwick favor. I don't think we can do that. Because I think you have to give them something, and I don't think we really have anything we can give. So are we going to get this? There we go. She got her 90, and what else did we get? So what it said is, dating back over 100 years, it's a local Finchwick tradition to give the pub owner cottage pie. Why? I'm not sure, really. But we wouldn't want to break tradition now, would we? Well, we actually got an aubergine parmesan, and we got a cottage pie. So one thing about that yard sale table is we could put our food on there and keep it fresh longer. And we got raspberries, but they're in season in the fall. So just like the roses, we could plant them, but we can't, get anything from them until we have a shelter. And chocoberry, which is all year, so we can get that. And we unlocked an advanced pumpkin cross-stitch pattern, which we obviously won't be able to use right now. Just because. So she got that one done. She got her first Finchwick favor done. We haven't collected any grocery orders, but we could deliver the single service. This is a multi-stage one anyways. We're going to need to have eggs for the next part. I think it's 12 eggs. So we're better to buy the eggs from her first, and then oh, that's why we must have got 2. So we got that food. Okay, well that's interesting. Can we do a heart to heart with Agnes, or is that just not a thing? We can offer her help with errands. I have not done any errands. I don't think I've even introduced myself to her yet. Let's try and collect a grocery. She's angry. Let's see what the options are for the errands for her. Let's do that and see. Where are you going? Where are you going? She's right here. Why did you go over there? It's quite pretty. I've never looked over here and sat and looked into the steam going up. So she's the garden shop owner. Where are you going? Why are you over here? Okay, Kendrick. You need to report. You need to find. Oh, I needed you to talk to. I guess you may as well do this. Or you already did. I guess we could do a friendly introduction there. There we go. Did you ever? You didn't introduce yourself, so let's forget that. We need to do this. Find 2 single sims. That's what we need to do. Let's go fast or not, because you're not listening to me. Finally, I'd like to place an order for 3 eggs. Okay, and we may as well do a friendly introduction here. So we got that grocery order from one, finally.
Dag, dag.
Outgoing foodie and a goofball. So let's see this, what this is. Oh. Okay, so it's the same one we're already working on, so we can't do it. Okay. Another useless tourist. What's this? Who are you? What do you want from me? Oh, you want to help? We'll see about that. I've been meaning to get a pumpkin, and that pub's been a hot spot of disgustingly flirty Sims. Show me you know the first thing about growing things and berating folks. And maybe I'll have more for you to do. Ugh, and I could use a drink. A special fertilizer that increases the speed of plant growth in a cross-stitch pattern. Well, this should be interesting. We'll take it. We need to scold the grocery owner, bring some milk to Agnes, and plant a pumpkin. Okay. Well, we're going to have to try and figure that out because I think we're going to have some hard time with well, I guess we have money. We can buy the milk, and maybe we can even plant a pumpkin because we maybe have enough money to buy the planting bed and buy a pumpkin seed. So as I said before, if you have anything in particular you'd like to see me try and do, comment down below now or later, and we can see about adding that to our goals. But that is going to be it for this part. Leave a like if you like the video. It really helps with the algorithms. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!